guys, I hope you're having a really great day. I'm sure that you're always wondering what's going on right here. This is just the table that I'm working on is an old kitchen table that I collaged on about 10 years ago, probably longer. I just found all of my favorite collage art from magazines and old children's books and just found a cool art and did that with Mod Podge years ago. I don't recommend doing it with Mod Podge unless you're going to do that and then do resin. Anyways, just information for you in case you were wondering. Alright, let's get started on the cards. Okay, so today we are using some of my new favorite paper. It has owls on it. Oh, it's so fun. Look how cute this paper is. Oh, isn't it just great? It's technically Harry Potter paper. It's from the Harry Potter line. We're not going to be doing the Harry Potter part of this card. We're going to be enjoying the owl part of the card. So what you're going to do is we're going to be fussy cutting the owls. Yes, cutting out the owls. Of course, you can spend as much time as you'd like cutting out those little owls. You can get in all the little details of the wings, or you can do a loose fussy cut like I'm going to be doing, because I don't necessarily want to cut out each individual little feather on the wing, though of course you are welcome to do that. Okay, so you have a ton of different owls on here because you have a nice piece of paper, so you can kind of decide how many you want to do. I recommend at least 3, or I like to kind of do the odd numbers, so you do like 3 or 5 would make sense. I think if you kind of go more than that, it might get kind of a little bit too busy. Make sure on this flying one that you get its back wing on there too, if you're going to do that. Okay, so we got one that's kind of flying or landing, I suppose. And then we got this little guy flying. And then, I'm going to need to go in here just at least a little bit and do the little wing. Because just around these top wings, because they're so obvious. I'll go in with my fine point scissors here and kind of cut in at an angle at that little tiny triangle spot there, and that will kind of emphasize that little area. Then I'm going to round it off a little bit with my scissors. Okay, I'm just kind of cutting out kind of that little shape right around the feathers there. Oh, I wasn't going to fussy cut all these feathers, but if I don't, it's just super obvious. Okay. Alright, and then, we'll get this other little flying guy. So I got one of each. So I'm going to go with 3. 3 owls for this one. I love how cute these little owls are. Their little heart-shaped faces. Oh, so sweet. This paper is really beautiful. Alright, so many fun ideas you can do with it. Okay, so now that we have our little owls there, I gotta cut that one out a little bit better, don't I? Round that instead of making it so straight. There we go. Okay, 3 little owls. Alright, so now the other pieces that we have in here, we have this piece of paper here, which I use 2 different sizes of hole punch to kind of pop out some little holes there. Now, and then you have this kind of metallic-y gold paper. So when you put it behind these holes, it kind of looks like little stars in the sky, right? So what you're going to do, you take your paper cutter or a pair of scissors, you're going to cut it in half hot dog ways, long ways like this. So that when you hold it behind your little circles, it covers them up. Okay, so hopefully you cut straight, and if not, you can always cut up your pieces and then just individually put your pieces of gold behind each of the circles. So if you do that, I want to make sure to only put glue where you can't see, right, through the circle. Okay, so to do that here, we're just going to put some glue. Oh, nice. We're going to put some glue on this end here and on this end here, so that as we lay this on, we can get that fun metallic, but we can get it without the glue. Okay, we're going to do the same thing up here. I always try to hold it kind of behind, so then that way I can make sure to put glue just in the areas where it's not going to be seen. right. So we're going to stick that back there behind those. Okay. All right. Then we're going to stick some glue on, well, actually, I'm going to use double-sided tape. So I'm going to flip this over and use some double-sided tape here. I guess you probably could have used double-sided tape for adhering that gold paper. That probably would have made a little bit more sense. Alright, so now with the double-sided tape, we're going to take this and this fun kind of mesh-looking ribbon, and I want it to be right here in the middle of my card. Now, before I glue this down, I wanted to show you what my idea is here. We're going to have our little owls kind of landing. You know, this is going to kind of have be like a fence, or just going to be kind of a fun texture. It's going to be kind of in here, which means that if you want it to kind of be a little bit different, you can cut your ribbon in half again, which is actually what I'm going to do here. Okay. So to make sure that it's even, I will take my mesh ribbon and fold it in half. I'll fold it in half again, and now I'm going to cut in half. Okay, so as I open it up, I have a strip that's all the same width all the way across. Now let's go back to our card here. So you can have one above, so you can have your kind of meshes kind of like this, so then as you lay your owls on, maybe they're kind of, it's just a little bit more interesting for the eyes to have your little owls in here, you know, so you can kind of see the differences of what that might look like. I like the two, or you can even just do a single one, might be another option. Kind of breaks it up a little bit more. So I'm just showing you all your different options here. Which is our favorite? I'm going to go with the double. Okay. So you can just stick that on. Since our double-sided tape is on the back, we can just fold that around and stick it to the back side. Alright, and same for here. I'm going to leave about, a 1/4 of an inch, so then that way I can still see all my little glittery, circly stars there. These little guys, I'm calling them stars. Oh. Okay. Alright, and now I'm going to stick this onto the front of my card base. I'm going to add a little bit more double-sided tape just to make sure that my little ribbon ends stay in place. And now on my brown card base here, I'm just going to go ahead and stick that down. I'm going to give myself a nice 1/8 of an inch border on all 4 sides. Alright. Okay, so that's what we have thus far. Alright. Okay, so now we're going to put our little owls on. So again, you can always cut out more if you want to cut out some more owls, because you have lots on your little paper. Just make sure you don't cut them all out, because we're going to need at least one for the other card. Okay. Sorry, I'm just cutting out his little talons. That might be a lost cause there. Alright, so I'm going to kind of tuck him on there. I cut the legs kind of, I cut the paper between them, so then that way I can kind of tuck him kind of in the netting perhaps, like maybe he's landing. Maybe I can get him in there. Okay, I can. So I'm going to go ahead and glue him on. I'm going to kind of pop up his wing just a little bit, doesn't have to be very much. And then we're going to glue this guy on, and I'm going to go ahead right now and take the scissor here and kind of cut up the wing a little bit, so then that way, so it's not all the way up to where that little crease in the wing is, so it kind of looks a little bit more 3D. And I'm just going to glue down the little body there, but I'm going to leave the wing a little bit more raised up. Okay. Alright, and now I'm going to go ahead and glue my third owl on. I'm going to glue the body on, but again, we're going to leave the wings kind of raised up a little bit. Okay. So I definitely want those wings to stay raised up. So I gave you 2 pop dots, but one of them you're actually going to cut in half, because we need the other one for the other card. Okay. So we're going to put half of one on one wing and half of one on the other wing. All right, because those are the ones. That's really the one I wanted to really stand out. All right, and there we have it. That's the first card. Isn't that fun? I like how that turned out. I just left it blank inside, so you can write a fun little message. Yay! All right, on to the next one.